Across the South Coast, live from Solent University, you're listening to Solent Sports News.
Good morning, it's 1:30. I'm Ethan Moss-Wheels with your Solent Sports News headlines. Formula One has entered full chaos mode on the track today, ahead of the Melbourne Grand Prix this weekend. Williams' F1 team has announced they will only have one driver in the race, following Alex Albon's crash in a practice session. Lewis Hamilton has had mixed fortunes in his Mercedes car, but saw his future team Ferrari race to the top of the timesheets. F1 journalist James Regan joins us in the studio. Hi James.
Hi Ethan.
So first off, I just wanted to ask you, in the wake of this crash, there's only going to be one driver. Who's it going to be taking the hot seat?
Yeah, well, it's actually been announced that Logan Sargent will withdraw from qualifying to allow Alex Albon to use his car. Williams believes that Alex Albon has a better chance through the qualifiers than his teammate due to him being the better driver. F1 journalist Martin Brundle also added on, it's a no-brainer that Alex should take Logan's spot.
Do you don't think Logan might be a little bit disgruntled by that? What do you think the fallout will be from that decision?
Well, I imagine naturally he's going to be a little bit frustrated that he's had to withdraw, even though it wasn't his wrongdoing, it wasn't his mistake. We know it was his teammate's mistake. But I also think he won't mind, as you know, he understands Albon is the better driver out of the two of them, and if Williams want to do well in the qualifying, they need the best driver for the job.
So I understand that Williams aren't the only British team having difficulties this weekend. What's been going on with Mercedes?
Yeah, well, Lewis Hamilton has come out and said that he's been struggling with the car itself. But when the car keeps having issues, it's going to have a knock-on effect to his confidence going into the races. We know now, obviously, in 2025, Hamilton will be joining Ferrari. And now he's more eager than ever to join them.
Brilliant. Thank you, James. Now, a bit more F1. Academy Managing Director Susie Wolff has filed a criminal complaint against the FIA for allegedly unfounded conflict of interest investigation. According to Lewis Larkham, this controversy is coming at a bad time for the FIA.
She's had strong public backing from Lewis Hamilton, who also criticised FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem by saying he has never had his support. It's a bad look for the sport when its most successful driver and its biggest name has said it is becoming increasingly difficult to trust F1's governing body. This matter just marks another big moment for F1 at a time when the sport is under huge scrutiny in the wake of several recent scandals and controversies.
Now, football. England kit suppliers Nike have refused to change their controversial New England shirt. The American company added a colour change to the St George's Cross on the back of the collar, prompting mass criticism from the English public. Despite prominent figures such as Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and Simon Jordan have called for the kit to be amended or redesigned, Nike have remained steadfastly behind their design.
Obviously, I prefer the original, and my general view is that when it comes to our national flags, we shouldn't mess with them because they're a source of pride, identity, who we are, and they're perfect as they are.
Wales will find themselves playing Poland in the final qualifying round for the European Championship after dispatching Finland 4-1 in Cardiff. Dragons manager Rob Page believes the final being played in Cardiff could tip the odds in their favour.
We don't care who's outside in the most respectful possible way. We don't care what team's outside. At home, the supporters play a massive part. So we don't care who comes to see us. We'll go toe-to-toe and have a go.
Scotland face the Netherlands tonight as they warm up for their Euro 2024 campaign. The Scots travel to Amsterdam to see whether their impressive qualifying form has stayed with them against their higher-ranked opponents. Scotland manager Steve Clarke will be looking to test new players and tactics to see who may be on the plane to Germany come the summer.
This group of players are always competitive when they come away. They want to do well. I've always spoken highly of them. They want to do well every time they come away to represent their country. So that's what we're doing. Obviously, there's a little bit extra edge because we're approaching a major tournament and they all want to be involved in it.
There is no Premier League football this weekend, but the lower divisions don't stop. In fact, tomorrow is all about non-league. Here's Kai Mackenzie with more.
Non-league day is set to take place tomorrow, with some great fixtures for fans to enjoy, such as Poole playing Sholing and Eastleigh taking on Hartlepool. However, exactly what is non-league day? Non-league day falls on a Saturday where there is no Premier League teams in action, often in an international break. It's a day where fans of larger teams from higher up the divisions are encouraged to come along for an enjoyable day of football, with the aim of boosting income for clubs whilst hopefully growing the fan base.
Now cricket, and Heather Knight helped England to a 2-0 series lead in New Zealand, with an unbeaten half-century. The tourists struggled initially, but recovered to finish 149-7, with Knight's 56 being a catalyst for the change in momentum. New Zealand could only reach 134-8, as they face a tough task to recover from the deficit, with the third test to start at midnight on Sunday. An ex-England captain is set to leave Surrey at the end of 2024. Alex Stewart will relinquish his role as Director of Cricket, which he has held for 11 years. Despite winning 3 titles during his tenure, Stewart has decided to spend more time with his family. Could we be seeing one of the end of British greatest athletes this century? 2-time champion of Wimbledon, Andy Murray is set to be competing at the Miami Open. The Scotsman saw off Matteo Berrettini on Wednesday and faces number 30 ranked Thomas Martin Echeverry at Wednesday at 4:20 in the round of 64. Tim Henman believes the former number 1 world one should appreciate while he's still competing.
Does he even know? I mean, he's sort of, that's what he's alluded to. You know, hopefully he's going to enjoy these last few months, and I think we should enjoy watching him because, I'm sure we'll miss him when he's gone.
Luke Humphries was the champion in Dublin last night as he won Night 8 of the Darts Premier League, defeating Michael Smith in the final. Humphries managed an outstanding double bullseye finish against Peter Wright in the quarters. Cool Hand Luke now finds himself 7 points clear at the top of the table. The 2026 Commonwealth Games remains without a venue as another potential destination declines the hosting rights. Malaysia was offered £100 million to support their preparations, but refused to accept the role, citing that the handout wasn't enough to warrant the undertaking. This follows the Australian state of Victoria backing out as host as the Commonwealth Committee struggles to find a host that can afford to host the Games. Thank you. That's all from us for now. I'll be back in an hour and a half.